Okay, so I will no longer sit, stand, hang around, entertain anyone who is going to ignore who I am, what I am, and what I do. I no longer entertain those things. I do not. Because if you can't respect my space and me, why would I give you access to me? Why would I contaminate any of this? I'm trying to clear it. Why would I add why would I add contaminants to it? I wouldn't add contaminants to it. You don't add dirt to drinking water. Does that make sense? Why would I want anyone in my space that is going to bring any part of me down? I shouldn't want it, and I don't, and you shouldn't want it either. I will no longer sit and be ignored. I did that for like a good good half of my life. A good half of my life, I would sit and watch people talk past me like I'm not sitting here, and it's supposed to include me, but it doesn't. And I'm sitting there going, you and I had a discussion about this already. So why, when this person show up, you act like we didn't talk about nothing? So I'm sitting there and I'm watching them, and I'm just like, all right. So I just get up and I walk off. I still got yelled at. I was just like, how I get yelled at for walking off? I walked off and let y'all handle it, because obviously, fuck Keisha. Nobody cares about what I wanted. So go about your business. I'm tired. I ain't got time for that. So, but yeah, I still got in trouble for it. I got in trouble for it. I was called combative. I don't know how, because I didn't go into combat. So, but I was told I was combative because I guess the person was just like, oh, she can't be offended like that. Oh, I can do what I have learned. This is something that's going to free somebody right now. Get ready. I have learned I have the freedom to do whatever the fuck I want to do. I have the freedom to do whatever the fuck I want to do, as long as it don't mess with my bag. It doesn't embarrass my children or myself. Other than that, and it's not gonna get me in prison, because I am too cute for prison. I'm too cute for prison, and I'm a punk. I'd be someone's girlfriend, and it would be bad. Like it's like I can't fight. Like I don't think I can fight. I've never been in a fight. No, I've been in a couple. Oh yeah, I can fight. But anyway, I digress. That was weird. I went off a tangent. But yeah, so no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that no more. We are not doing that anymore. That fake shit, I do not do any of that. I don't do it. I don't want it in my cipher. I don't want it around my children. I don't like that fake stuff. Like, if one thing one thing for sure, and two things for certain, everyone who is in any vicinity of my life, you know how I feel about you. You do. You never have to go, I wonder if she likes me. You'll never have to wonder that. Because if I love you and I like you, I will let you know every day how important you are to me. When I love someone, I love with my whole heart. And when I hate someone and I dislike someone, I dislike them with every fiber of my being. Why? Not because I'm like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with this person. Because I need every part of me to be in agreement. That's not good for us. That over there, that's not good for us. Is everybody in agreement? Yes. So when you come towards me and I already showed you that I don't like you, do me a favor. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me, because then now you're going to put me in a situation where I have to be an asshole. And I don't want to be an asshole. I like being a nice person. But you put yourself in situations where you're going to get your feelings hurt. And then everybody turns around and looks at the Scorpio, Aries, Capricorn, Sag, and it's like, oh, you're a mean person. No, I'm direct. I am direct. I'm clear. And I don't, I'm too old to lie. Like, what do I gotta lie for? I'm a grown ass woman. I'm grown. What am I gotta lie for? For what? To save your feelings? No, I'll tell you, I don't like you. Please stop. Please stop. Mm-mm. If I need you and I need to do certain things and I have to maneuver certain things and I have to be diplomatic, I can be diplomatic like the best of them. What? I can be very diplomatic. If I don't have to be diplomatic, this usually doesn't go well. The only thing that pretty much stops me is karma. It really does. I know that's the Scorpio in me, but karma is what stops me from being really mean to people. It really is because karma is serious. She doesn't like certain things. You can you can be right and handle it wrong. Once I learned that, I was like, ah, man, you took the fun out of this, bro. Like, you took the fun out of it. Like, I know all Scorpios are like, right? They took the fun out of it. Yo, you know how much joy it made me to make people cry? Like, but I never made anyone cry who didn't start with me first. They started with me first. So you don't start none, there won't be none. You started with me first. So when I clap back and I start going into your lineage, that's not my fault. You understand? Because what happens is back in the days, I don't do this anymore. I'm a reformed, nice person because karma whooped my ass. I did. And I hear someone go, "What happened?" I, I got, I got uh I want to see. I'm like, how close are we? What do I want to tell you? Okay, I actually learned karma in high school. I learned it in high school. I was that girl that was always mouthing off and all that other stuff. And I was dating this guy, right? And I shouldn't have been dating this guy. He wasn't a good dude. He was nice. He was a nice guy, but he wasn't a good dude. Those that know what I'm talking about. It was a nice guy, but it wasn't a good dude. And there was a young girl that was like pushing up on him. She knew that I dated him. And I was like, yo, what the hell? What are you doing? And she would do it in front of me. And I was like, yo, what are you doing? And she was a young girl. And one of my friends was like, nah, Keisha, she's a little girl. And I was like, well, she get her ass beat like a grown ass woman. You understand? And I was like, this is ridiculous. Remember, I grew up in the 90s. I grew up in the 90s. I grew up in the 90s. So I was just like, she could get her ass beat. So it's funny, like what happens when you like give your life to Christ. No, but when you're just like, you know what, I am not on the right path on what I'm doing. I'm acting like a thug, and I live in Flushing. I live in Flushing, Queens. I need to stop this shit before I get my ass beat out here because I went to a school where everybody poured into. It was people from the Bronx, people from Brooklyn. It was everywhere. I've only lived in Flushing my entire life. So, well, not until I got older, but up until that point, I only lived in Flushing. So I didn't even go to Corona. My mother didn't let me out. That was the most freedom I had in my life. So I thought I was like the rest of the people from Brooklyn. I was not. I was not. I'll tell you right now, Scout's honor, I was not. I was a punk. I was always a punk. You know, don't punk me because then you're gonna have to force me to be something that I'm not. It's gonna scare and it's gonna scare the shit out of both of us. I've had that happen to me a couple of times that I lost my shit and I was scared. I was like, who was that? But I digress. But yeah, so I was mouthing off at her and stuff. And it was probably like like a year passed. I was like, yo, because I wasn't doing good in school. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. So I was like, yeah, I got to cut this boy loose and I got to stop this and all this other stuff. So I started like trying to focus my brain Yo, why was I on the train? Because I was with my friend, and they were like, we were talking. And I was like, yeah, I'm doing better now. You know, I'm focused. Blah blah. He was like, yeah, I see that you're doing good. And so all of a sudden, I heard, yeah, that's her. I was like, oh, here we go. I don't know. I don't know why I knew it was me, but I knew it was me she was talking to. And I was just like, and because I was sitting down. And she was like, nah, she want to beat on little kids. You know, come to find out, this bitch was big. Come to find out, the little girl had a cousin. The little girl was in Brooklyn and lived in Brooklyn and had a cousin. So the cousin happened to be on the train that I was on with my friend. And I was just like, oh, I'm going to get my ass beat. And I was like, you know what? Funny thing is, true story. I am not the type of person that if I know I'm wrong, I'm like, yo, what you say? I was never that person because I was wrong. I shouldn't have talked to the little girl like that. I should have checked his ass, not her. And I didn't. And I didn't handle it. Well, I told you I was having a coming to Jesus moment in that year. So, but karma's a bitch. Karma is a bitch. And she keeps receipts. So I was sitting on the train and I was just like, she was like, yeah, she was blah, 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 blah. I tuned her out because I knew she was probably going to say shit that was going to trigger me. So I tuned her out. I just stopped listening. And I just kept looking at the floor and waiting for it to stop and waiting for her to get up because she had right to yell at me. She didn't have no right to put hands on me. So we would have had to, something would have had to get down, So, but I sat there, and then thank God, because she got up. Thank God, my friend Leslie knew her, and he was like, "Hey, relax. You know how this dude was. Stop, relax." And he calmed her down. He calmed her down that day. And then she was like, "Yeah, she needs to stop running her mouth." I was like, "You right?" I didn't say a damn. I just looked at that one tile on the fucking train, and I just stared at it, and I was like, this is your karma. This is what you get. And I didn't even know about this shit. I was just like, because you acted the fool over here, now it's coming back to bite you in your ass. So now we're friends because I'm telling you all my secrets and shit. This is crazy. But yeah, I will no longer sit anywhere where the people around me don't know who I am or care to understand why you shouldn't do certain things or why you shouldn't be certain ways with me. And if you don't see the value of me, dude, you're never gonna see it because it oozes out of me. Before I didn't really know who I was. I had an idea and I knew it was a lot because I was always like, nah. I was always like, nah, that's not possible, and I learned that it is. I've seen people's lives change because I spoke to them. I've seen people be able to keep going because I said something to them or I gave them something or just because I loved them. I've seen people's lives get better because of the clearings that I do. I've seen people feel they can walk better because this is not medical advice, but because of the clearings that I do. So I know my value. I know my value. I am one of the best people on the planet. And I have no problem saying that out loud because I've earned it. Who these blood strap tears, bloody knees, what? Yo, y'all are mean. Y'all humans are mean. You're here to help. Y'all humans are mean. And I will no longer chase people to help them. And neither should you. Nobody chases a surgeon to you don't see surgeons say, oh, let me operate on you. No, that's not what happens. They sit and they wait for people to come, and I don't. Mm-mm. I know what I have, and I know what I can offer, and I know when I'm unlocked what comes out. So I will never again allow myself to stay in a spot around someone, energy, doesn't matter what it is, and be ignored. Or, and I'm not saying that I need attention. That's not what I'm talking about. I said need really hard. It's not that I need attention. It's that you can tell the difference when someone is busy and when someone is like building their own stuff and they're doing their own stuff, and when someone just really doesn't have time for you. They have time for everyone else, but they don't have time for you. They don't have time to just check in, find out. But the minute they want to have access, they pop back up. And that's not good. Don't entertain that. Don't entertain that. Don't shut down your boundaries. Do not let go of your reins. Do not forget who they are because you love them. Don't forget who they are because you love them. Don't forget who they are because they're nice today. Don't do that, because what's going to end up happening is you are going to end up sitting in a place where people don't value you. And you need to be in a place where people value you. They understand who you are. They understand why you're important. And they understand the gifts that you carry. And they want to help you with it, but also receive from you. And that's what a relationship does. It's a give and take. It completes the circuit. I say that all the time. Right? I love you guys. Stay up, stay blessed. Deuces. And we